What's going on, guys? My name is Arrow, and today's video I'm bringing you an update for day 2/3 for Hydrosphere and to just generally talk about how the league's going. Let's go. So Hydrosphere has been going really well. It's been fantastic for the league mechanic, which I have been loving. It's not the most currency per hour, but I'm having so much fun playing it. I have my skill rating around 260 or 270 right now. I am a little bit behind. I had to take most of Saturday off because I had to go to a wedding. We spent the night, so I'm definitely a little bit behind the curve, but the character's level 90, doing a few million damage. Story and Eater and Exarch were down within the first day, and now we're just pushing into Expedition and Legion. I'm having a little bit of trouble with Expedition right now. I find that the Explode All keystone is actually not as good as I was hoping it would be. I generally find that I can't get enough of the good stuff in the circle that I want, which means I'm missing out on stuff. But also because it explodes everything at the same time, all of the mobs are the hardest mobs. And Hydrosphere is a good build, but it's not, it's not like Giga, Mine, or Trap damage. So I've been having some trouble with some of the mobs when I give them all like max spell suppression and spell block and things like that. So I think I might actually drop that keystone and probably make more currency. Legion's been going great. The Hydrosphere build blast Legions. So that's pretty much been my plan. I went into Wandering Path early, and then I'm now transitioning into Legion and Expedition. They don't work like super well together. I just enjoy both of them, and they both make some pretty good currency. So we started with a spell suppression variant of the build because I found an Elevore, which is the spell suppression evasion helmet that had a 30% Hydrosphere pulse enchant on it already for like, I think it was maybe 10C. So I leaned into spell suppression for a while and eventually decided now I want a +1 power charge shield, and we were going to transition into block. And then unfortunately in the middle of that transition, I ended up running out of currency. So I'm like halfway through. My block is terrible. But we are in the process of making that transition. So definitely don't look at my POB right now as what you should be doing. But I wanted to get a video out today before I started stream and kind of talk about some of the things that I learned about Hydrosphere. One of the biggest things that people have been asking me is how do you keep up your frenzy charges from Ice Bite when your damage is low? It seems like a lot of people are running Ice Bite before they get a mark, so they don't get to mark enemies and maps and use the frenzy charge generation there. And their uptime is just really bad on frenzy charges. But there's a few solutions there. Number one is just get more damage. Getting the Herald of Ice crit gloves is super important. I still don't have them, but I'm not having any problem with frenzy charges because I have really good damage. So getting more crit on your Herald of Ice means that you're going to get more shatters, more prolifts, and more frenzy charges from Ice Bite. Option number two is just put Ice Bite in your main 6 link. I dropped Cold Pen for it because the build has a decent amount of pen already into it with exposure and the cold res from Occultist. So you could just run it in your main 6 link. Lastly, you can run the 100% increased duration mastery from the power charge wheel. That allows you to just have really good uptime on all of your charges. So the next cool thing that I want to talk about is kind of transitioning us into the next phase here is tattoos. These are fantastic. So one of the main reasons I wanted to start Hydrosphere this league is because there's so much extra intelligence on this build that you could easily run 15 tattoos. So the ones that I've been making the most use of are flat mana regen. I was running Clarity. I was able to drop that, put in, I think I have 6 mana regen nodes, which is actually a lot more than I expected to need. While you're mapping and bossing, you don't spend a lot of time standing still, but in the league mechanic, I'm constantly standing still and casting, which one makes Intensify much better, and 2 makes your mana cost go through the roof because you're just cast. So if you're having mana problems, grab these tattoos. You don't need all that extra intelligence. Throw 5, 6, 7 of them on there and solve your mana problems for free. Some other good tattoos that you can put on your build: all attributes. Instead of getting 10 intelligence, you get +4 to all. This build has pretty high requirements for strength and dexterity, so phenomenal for helping to solve that problem. You throw 10 all attributes nodes on there, you lose 60 intelligence, but you gain 40 strength and 40 dex. Those are basically tier 3 rolls on items, and really is going to simplify the process for you. So they're super cheap. They're really easy to farm yourself, even in SSF. And I highly recommend you checking out the all attributes if you're having a problem with gearing. After that, life and chaos res are probably the two best just generic ones. Getting chaos res early in a league can be challenging, so getting 4 on a node that was just intelligence is fantastic. Okay, so here we have level 90 Captain Planet Tramp Stamp. You can thank Lolcohol for that inspiration. I'm not going to go over all the gear pieces because a lot of what we have here is just things that are explained in the guide. But I will talk about a couple of things that I'm doing maybe differently from the guide, whether it's because I'm just too poor to afford the next thing or whatever the case may be. I'm using an amethyst flask because I just wasn't able to get much chaos res on my gear. I did get a +1 power charge shield. Unfortunately, this is only item level 69, but I got a really good deal on it, so it's just giving me some res. As you'll notice here, I have way too much dexterity. Because, like I said, I'm in the middle of a transition, so I have a bunch of gear pieces that have dex on it. I'm going to be recrafting these gloves into the crit gloves as soon as I get a couple of extra chaos. I crafted myself some pretty awesome two-tone boots. Now, unfortunately, these don't have life on them, but they had such big resist that I couldn't resist. That wasn't intentional. So basically what you do if you want to make your own Redeemer boots, because when I went to buy some, there was none on the market that were any good. You buy a pair of high-level two-tone boots. You put a Redeemer orb on them. That's currently the cheapest way to do it, I believe. If it's cheaper to just buy them, then just do that. And then you go to Harvest, you get some blue juice, and you reforge crit until you get some decent suffixes and either life or movement speed and an open prefix. And then you craft on movement speed or life, whatever you don't get. I prefer to get the onslaught on kill here. But what happened for me was I don't have space for life, but I did hit tier 1 and tier 2 fire and lightning res. I slammed on ES recharge, which kind of sucks, but so these are not perfect, but they absolutely get the job done. I'm currently using this 6-link. It was fairly cheap. I just did reforge defense to get a good chunk of ES. Now we have 1700 energy shield, which is really, really nice. The implicits are not done. Implicits aren't really done in any of my gear. I've just kind of been throwing on some Ichors and Embers as I get them. But I have -7 mana cost on both, which makes my Hydrosphere cost 26 mana. And then that on top of all the flat regen that I got on the tree, I'm not having any issues just spamming my skill, as you can see here. With Arcane Surge up, it's even better. A lot of this gear is just, you know, kind of trying to solve problems. I don't really have much damage on any of my gear. I actually had to downgrade my helmet in order to get a rare. I'm just using this in the meantime while the Elevore was spell suppression. I'm not doing that anymore. I wanted to get some life, so just threw some life essences at this until I hit something decent. Eventually this will get upgraded to a +1 power charge. That's probably going to be one of my priorities very soon. And then I want to get a frenzy chest, but I need to make some money. I just dropped a +1 int gems tattoo, so probably going to sell that and craft something new for myself. On the tree, mostly what we talked about that's different is just using these tattoos. The mana regen tattoos are phenomenal. I have like 6 of them, and then I think I have some life as well. I have a ton more that I could get. 342 intelligence is way more than I need. I think I need, yeah, 245, so I can get another 10 tattoos. All of these points through here will become tattoos. Maybe life. It would be nice to get a little bit more life. Our life pool is pretty good. I also want to fix block. I was not able to get the... I was not able to fully transition into the clusters yet because I just ran out of currency. So ignore what this looks like right now. Definitely follow the POB. But the build feels really good. I'm having a great time playing this right now. I'm going to keep blasting the league mechanic today. Hopefully get some more drops. And I hope to see you over there. Twitch.tv/AER0__. Come check us out. If you have questions about this build or any of my other builds. As always, links to everything is in the description. Discord, POBs, anything you want. And that's all. So as always, take care.